to pinpoint your address in an emergency. So why not make the holidays magical with the More Power Switch event from Suddenlink?
Home phone for as low as $10 per month. Call Suddenlink today for details.
Today,
we're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Well, here we are looking in on some of the snow thanks to Winter Storm Bella. This is in South Dakota thanks to Dan Letterman tweeting this out. Look at that video. That truck should not be there in the middle of the road there, at least in the median region. Looks like it got sort of spun out there thanks to all the snow that was coming down. And you can see the roadway is certainly not looking like they're in the best of conditions. He said basically if you're traveling north, be safe. And no doubt we echo that as well because I-29 is just a mess. And again, it's all thanks to our Winter Storm Bella. We're just coming in off of last winter storm Ajax. Now we've got the B storm. And here it is as we progress through the rest of the day. The snow showers will start to taper off back towards the west, but ongoing here across Iowa and then moving its way east here throughout the Great Lakes region. So as we move towards Saturday morning, still some snow showers around Milwaukee, Chicago, and then spreading its way across lower Michigan. Detroit, you'll be getting into it as well as we move our way through the day. Chicago going to be interesting to see how the lake waters play a role in how much snow we actually accumulate. The lake waters right now, temperatures upper 40s, 50 degrees, and there'll be a general easterly wind here. That may keep things a little milder for a little longer. That may hold down some of our snow totals there, at least closer to the lake. But once this thing moves on by, now we've got cold air coming in over those relatively warm lake waters, and that'll set the stage for some lake effect snow. Could see some decent snow bands set up here in southwest lower Michigan. So heads up in a spot like Benton Harbor. That may be impacted. How much snowfall? Well, here we are. This is the forecast. This goes through tomorrow evening, and look at the widespread swath here of purple. A general 5 to 8 inches in that sort of light shade of purple. But in the dark shade, we're talking up to a foot of snowfall. And again, we're very close to Chicago, just south of Milwaukee, and a few spots here into lower Michigan as well. We already have seen a foot of snow in South Dakota around the Sioux Falls area. Harrisburg dealing with a foot of snow. And again, it is still snowing in those areas, causing some treacherous travels as well. In fact, a no travel advisory in place along parts of Interstate 29 south of Sioux Falls. Doesn't mean the roads are shut down, just means they're telling folks, please don't get out there on the roads. Then again, as we move through the weekend, the system works its way up through Canada, but now we're bringing in some of that cold air. Look at what we'll see. This is Sunday morning. Temperatures 25 around Detroit, teens in Chicago. So it's that air mass, teens and 20s, that'll be rolling over those lake waters that are in the upper 40s and 50 degree range. And that is what is the setup that will be necessary for some lake effect snow to get going. So as we move through Sunday, you can see some of these bands starting to set up. Even off of Erie and Ontario, we'll have to watch some of these areas here Sunday into Monday before the next system dives in to the Great Lakes here again for the early part of next week. So snow totals here as we work east. This goes through Sunday evening, 1 to 3 inches, but we'll see if that may be upped a bit if we get some of those bands to set up off of Erie. Could be some higher totals there. Maria?
And Alex, we know that winter storms can range from a moderate snow over a few hours to blizzard with blinding wind-driven snow that lasts for several days. The Weather Channel's Reagan Medji shows us what you need to do now to your vehicle before the winter weather really amps up.
This is what many of us fear when it comes to the winter, losing control after hitting a slippery patch on the road, or worse, your car not starting at all. To prevent this from happening to you, get ready now. The National Safety Council recommends you get your battery and brakes tested. While you're at it, check those windshield wipers and the level of your antifreeze. Tires are most crucial. Remember, when temperatures go below 44, all-season tires start losing traction. Winter tires are more expensive, but they're made especially for this season's weather.
The compound of the winter tire has been engineered to stay soft so that it doesn't freeze on you and you get better traction all the time.
Now let's get in the driver's seat. Once your dashboard reads at or just above 32 degrees, a thin layer of precipitation can turn driving conditions slippery. Be on the lookout for black ice. Pavement slightly darker and duller looking than the rest of the road. If you start skidding, take your foot off the accelerator and steer in the direction you want the front tires to go. If you have standard brakes, pump them gently. For anti-lock brakes, apply steady pressure to the brake pedal. It just might be the difference between a safe commute this winter or a dangerous collision. In New York City, Reagan Medji, The Weather Channel.
All right, Chicago on standby for that snow to start, Alex. We already have that winter storm warning in effect later this evening.
All right, of course, to take you all through it, we've got the other Alex Wilson, and Dave Schwartz.
Currently in our area, 46 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, plentiful sunshine. High 46. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Saturday, plentiful sunshine. High 53. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are watching Winter Storm Bella, a big snowmaker, and for some, the first snowmaker of the season for parts of the Midwest and into the plains. Already over a foot of snow into parts of southern South Dakota, and we are expecting 8 to 12 inches into parts of Iowa, northern Illinois, parts of lower Michigan. It's going to impact your weekend travel as we head into the upcoming holiday weekend. It's also going to impact some big football games. We'll be talking about it as Weather Center Live starts now. Hey, thanks so much.
Yeah, good Friday afternoon. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We appreciate you joining us. We've got a lot of action going on because we've got our second named winter storm of the season, Winter Storm Bella. How about that?
Sioux Falls, South Dakota's picked up a bunch of snow today. It's a brand new record.
It is.
We've blown the record away. In Chicago, we may blow away the record for the biggest first snowstorm in the season ever. So,
a lot of action going on.
A lot of action.
We are getting new video coming into us here at the Weather Channel as well to show you what's going on across the country, or at least the middle part of the country where the snow is. And we are looking at Twitter video from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This was earlier today. Looks like a snow globe.
Yeah, thank you, Sue, for this great video here. Snow already causing slick travel? I imagine so, with all that snow on the ground. So we got to be careful and put on our winter driving hats. You know, it's time to consider the reality of the situation.
We said snow scrapers, you're going to need the snow shovels. And remember yesterday when Tom Nizzle put on his winter gear and said, hey guys, you're going to need it?
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got it in Sioux Falls. And you know, when we talk about Tom Nizzle, we got to bring him in. He's our winter weather expert. He lives for stuff like this. Tom, we've already seen upwards of a foot of snow in spots. What's ahead for this storm?
Yeah, a lot of travel issues too. But as I said, the storm is going to come in fast. It's going to hit hard, and then it's going to move out relatively quickly as well. So in places like Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you probably have another 3-4 hours of rough weather, and then conditions will begin to improve as the area of snow moves eastward. But boy, I'll tell you what, Winter Storm Bella acting somewhat bellicose right now with the amount of snow and the travel conditions across parts of the plains. This is the infrared satellite imagery here in these green to yellow colors here. These are the cloud top temperatures, and they've been cooling quite a bit as they've come across the southeastern portion of South Dakota. That means deep convection within the clouds, good snowfall rates coming out of the base of those clouds as well. And when we drill down to the radar and looking at the precipitation itself, I've overlaid the radar here with the visibility at a number of locations. Sioux Falls has been down to a quarter mile or less for several hours now, but you can see from Spencer to Mason City as well, all the way over to Waterloo, and in Sioux City, all down to certainly less than a half mile and less than a quarter mile at times. The good news, as I mentioned, look at the trailing edge of the snowfall here. It's gradually working in this direction, and so probably looking at another 3 to 4 hours here on I-90 at Sioux Falls before that activity moves out of there. But it's going to continue to move eastward here along the I-90 and I-80 corridors, and it is going to produce a fair amount of snow. I think we've got an an image here from one of the interstates, and this is in Sioux Falls itself, and you can see I-29, I think that is there. Thank you, Peyton. That's I-29. There are a number of vehicles off the road here. We saw earlier a couple of jackknife tractor trailers as well. These are the conditions you're going to see on these interstates, even with temperatures around the freezing mark, because the snow is coming down at such a high rate, it doesn't have time to melt on the ground as the vehicles go over that. So let's go on and take a quick look here at how this is going to progress over the next several hours. So there's a large-scale view, the low-pressure system here. This is the warm frontal boundary, and what is happening is we've got a very strong flow of warm moisture that is getting lifted over that boundary into the colder air, and it's a very efficient snow-producing process. Now, the entire system is going to move in this direction toward Chicago over the next several hours here. Our computer model will show you how that works. So as we get into about 9 o'clock tonight, it's just beginning to come into Chicago. You're out of the way here in Sioux Falls. Des Moines still having a few more hours of snow. And then as we get into Saturday morning, it's out of Des Moines, but look what's happening from Chicago all the way to just north of Detroit up to Traverse City, Milwaukee. Heavy snow coming down at that point. It's out of Chicago by about 3 in the afternoon. Then it continues eastward here. And by the way, as we get into Sunday, we're actually going to develop lake effect snow in its wake. So there's all the snowfall that we have. You would think the coldest temperatures are going to be up here, right? Take a look at the overnight lows. I'm going to draw the area of snowfall that's going to be on the ground. And when you look at the overnight lows, the coldest temperatures are here. They're here because the snow acts as a blanket across the warm ground, and it emits heat very quickly and very efficiently, guys. That's why the lows will be so cold over that snowpack. I'll send it back to you.
How cool is that? Thank you, Tom. I think a lot of people at home were like, all right, wow, you learned something even after school, kids. Hey, well, Winter Storm Bella is going to have big impacts on cities like Chicago, Madison, as well as Detroit. And we've got a few city-specific forecasts for you, starting with the Des Moines area. Notice this afternoon you start with rain or a rain-snow mix, but you're quickly changing over to all snow, and that snow will continue into the evening. So if you've got evening plans, you're meeting friends for happy hour, be careful out there on the roads because it will be tough at times. The snow will end by early tomorrow morning, so things wrap up as we move through the sleeping hours. And really by tomorrow morning, if you're off, by the time probably you're getting up and around, that snow will be done. But by the time all is said and done, we could see upwards of a ½ foot of snow into the Des Moines metro area. For Chicago, notice this afternoon you're dry. It's going to be late this evening into the overnight hours where we see that snow. And then remember, we've got that easter wind, so maybe a little rain-snow mix there closer to the lake before we change over to snow. And by late tomorrow, notice that snow is moving off towards the east. But total accumulations for Chicago could be around 8 inches, 9 inches up towards Woodstock, with lesser totals as you head down towards Kankakee and Watseka. Dave.
And Alex, if we get that 8 inches here in Chicago, that would be the biggest, heaviest, deepest first snow of the season. 6.3 now ranks as the biggest one, and look when that occurred, the middle of October. How do you like that? Well, here we go, my friend. This is what we usually get. These are our top 5 snowiest Novembers. And you know Chicago can be snowy, so November is not the biggest month. And even if we get 8 inches, that'll make for the 5th greatest November snowfall ever. Snow total for the month, ever. Our average date of the first 1-inch snowfall, December 7th. So we're running a couple of inches above, a couple of weeks above average. Alex?
Well, Dave, there's a blast of cold Canadian air along for the ride with Winter Storm Bella, but it is going to go much further south than just the Midwest. We'll tell you how cold and where next.
Stuff your stockings with big savings at Lowe's. Hurry in today for great Black Friday deals on all of your holiday gifts. Now get this Bosch drill or Cobalt Mechanics tool set for only $99 each.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Are you missing out on life because you're putting off neck or back surgery? Call Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for your MRI review.
When you're in that much pain and you live on painkillers, you really don't have quality of life. I feel like Laser Spine Institute was an answer to prayer. It's just the heavens had opened up, and it was like, I can live again.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-855-401-BACK for your MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
Miles Mouvet here, breaking down the word Fandango. Fan. Everything movie fans need. Dang. Guaranteed advance tickets. Dang, that's easy. Oh, as in, oh yeah. I can get free stuff and discounts as a Fandango VIP. Fandango. This is a permanent marker.
Currently in our area, 46 degrees under sunny skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 32. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine, high 53. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, mix of rain and snow showers, low 29. Chance of precipitation 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We knew that to save ourselves, there was no other choice.
Dead of Winter, the Donner Party. Premieres next Friday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
How do you do the holidays? Do you pick a Christmas tree?